Hi, everybody. Hi, Gina and Tom. Thanks for having me for our August 2024 release party. I always love coming to these, and I am so excited about tonight because I have a stamp set that's very different. It's called Make a Bookmark. So it focuses on making bookmarks. I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the dies. There are three dies, a large, a medium, and a small. The large die has a heart-shaped hole. And the small one has a star-shaped hole. The medium one has your traditional circle-shaped hole. And I like to have a hole at the top of my bookmark so I can put in a small ribbon or string, just something that's going to hang out of the top of my book so I can find that next page. The stamp set itself has just a couple images in it. It has a couple images of books. We have a tall stack of books and we have a short row of books that might be found on a bookshelf. I have one that says books and the and is in a mug, which can be paired with either the coffee or the tea stamp. And then I have one that says book lover, and I have just one more chapter, because you know what it's like when it's getting to be midnight and you're like, oh, just one more chapter. I have one that says, read this page next. My weekend is booked. So many books, so little time. Some say page marker, some say bookmark. One says read books. There are three that say book club. I know so many people belong to book clubs these days, and I think it'd really be fun to show up to book club with a stack of bookmarkers for your friends. So anyway, let me show you my samples. These came together so quickly, and I did pair them with a few other stamp sets as well. So you can go ahead and look at the stamps that you have and see which ones might go with some of the stamps from this set. All right, let's get started. Here is a photo of the three dies. The largest die has a scalloped bottom and a heart-shaped hole. The medium one has a stitched outer border and a round hole. And the smallest one has a star hole. Those holes can be used to insert a string or small ribbon to hang out of the top of your book. On my first sample, I used the Harvest Flourish stencil. The stamps I used are just one more chapter and bookmark. The little heart is from Handmade Holidays. On the second tag, I used the stamps Read Books, Book Club, and the Tall Stack of Books. I didn't color them in because I wanted that stencil to kind of be the showcase, and that is our newest stencil called Butterfly Garden. On the third sample, I used the Painted Blossoms stamp set, and I used my Misty so I could do a little rock and roll to get some multiple colors in there, and I used the Book Club stamp. On my first sample, I used the Twirl It Check stencil and the boldest bookmark stamp from the stamp set. My greenery is from Get Well Wishes, and the heart is from Sealed with a Kiss. I colored the books on the second tag using alcohol markers, and I stamped Book Lover with a cherry red. The last sample on this page is Starstruck Stencil, and then I used My Weekend is Booked. On this first sample, I used Graceful Snowflake stencil with three different colors, and then the stamps were Page Marker and Read This Page Next. I used that page marker stamp again on my second one, and I paired it with the Tall Birds from Vertical Variety. On my third sample here, I colored the flowers in with some alcohol markers, and those flowers are from Positive Greetings, and then I just used the Book Club stamp. On the first sample, I colored the mug and the books with my colored pencils. I used the stamp books and I paired it with coffee. So many books, so little time, and then the short stack of books.
On the second one, I used those same stamps again, but instead I used the tea instead of coffee. So I have a short stack of books and it says books and tea, and I used my fizzy stencil. On the third one, those are all stamps. The star is from the stamp set, and I also used page marker. And read this page next. On my first sample here, I used the mugs from Vertical Variety, and I used Bookmark and Coffee from the stamp set. On my second one, I used Happy Hens and used Bookmark from the stamp set. And on my third sample here, I used Book Club, and then I used one of the cats from Cordial Cats.
I hope you enjoyed my samples and found my bookmarks to be inspiring and gave you a bunch of ideas. I will say they can come together really quickly if you just go ahead and use a stencil. I love this new stencil that Gina's going to probably tell you a little bit more about in just a few minutes. That one was really fun to do. I also will say that there are times I do stencil the back, or I maybe use some pattern paper on the back and just glue two together. In this particular case, I used alcohol markers and just a little came through the back, and I thought I'll just hide that with some ink. You know how we do that, right? So I hope you enjoy. I hope you have fun. I read, and I always have a bookmark, and I found that I was grabbing just tags out of my basket of tags because you know I love tags. And so yes, you are going to see these dies used on tags in future tags. So anyway, have a great evening, everybody. Thank you so much. Always enjoy being here and love to see all the things that you make and post them in our Facebook group and on Instagram. Bye-bye. Catch you next time.